Good morning. It is Thursday, July 7th, and I'm going to do a day in the life today. One thing I do want to give you a heads up on, I'm going to be talking probably a lot today about like how my routines and things that I'm doing have changed since I'm pregnant. So not pregnancy specific content, but it's going to come up. So if this is not something you want to be hearing about or watching, then this might be a video for you to skip. So it is about 7:30 right now. I got up at 7. So I have been sleeping a lot more since I got pregnant. I'm not sleeping quite as much as I was in the first trimester, but pretty typically right now I go to bed like lights out at 9:30 and then I wake up at 7, and I'm still kind of tired throughout the day. But I did, like this morning I woke up a few minutes before my alarm, so I don't know that I could sleep a lot more, but I'm just kind of dragging throughout the day. And I'm the kind of person where naps usually make me feel more tired, so maybe I need to start taking an afternoon nap again. I did that a lot in the first trimester, but it also kind of makes me feel groggy. So anyway, the other thing too is I used to be like a jump out of bed, just like I could like get out of bed and 10 minutes later be working out, and now I need a little more time to wake up. So got up at 7, and then for the last half hour I've been like reading the news and looking at my phone and drinking coffee and kind of waking up for half an hour. So now it's 7:30 and it is time for me to go work out. So on Thursday, this is a weights day, so I'm gonna go to the basement and do a weights workout. And I'll probably, another thing that's changed is I definitely am taking longer to recover from workouts. So I feel a little bit sore still from my workout on Tuesday. So I'll probably take it a little bit easier, use some lighter weights today. But I'm really grateful that I'm able to stay active still. So let's head downstairs to work out. Okay, I am done working out and definitely look a little bit more sweaty than I did before. So what I did, I've mentioned this before, I have I subscribe to the Peloton subscription, but we don't have any of the Peloton equipment. So it's pretty affordable for having home workouts, and I like not having to decide what to do. And I used to do a lot of the full body classes for strength. That's usually what I would do 3 times a week, were 30 or 45 minute long full body classes. But there's a lot more moves in those classes that I was having to modify, because at this point, like, I can't lay on my back, I can't do jumping things. So what I've been doing instead is most days I've been doing 20 minutes lower body, a 20-minute lower body class, a 10-minute upper body class, and then a 15-minute standing core class, and that's worked out really nicely. When I split them up like that, then there's fewer exercises that I have to modify. But I'll show you really quick, we have made a few additions to our home gym since I did a last day in the life. So first of all, we got a weight rack, and this was because I broke or contused my toe. We never got an answer on that, but it's better now. But I had weights sitting out when I was working out and accidentally did a reverse jumping lunge onto a dumbbell, and my little toe suffered. So we now have a dumbbell rack, which is really nice. There's more dumbbells actually that we have to move on to those, but they're the really heavy ones. So I'm gonna let Brian take care of that. We also got a treadmill, but we have not been able to use it yet. So unfortunately we got it, and then it turns out there's a part of the computer that doesn't work. So the treadmill doesn't work, and the replacement part that we need is back ordered, so we are still waiting on the replacement parts. We've got the treadmill all set up, but it is not yet functional, which is unfortunate. But I'm really glad to have a treadmill. I'm looking forward to being able to use that, and I know Brian is as well. We'll both get a lot of use out of it. And then also, I don't think that this was here last time. This is so random. Brian got, a year ago, 2 years ago, it was Brian's 15th anniversary working for his company, and he got to like get a 15th anniversary reward, and there was this random catalog you could pick from, and most of it was not stuff he was interested in at all, but there was this like pull-up bar, so you could do like pull-ups and tricep dips and all kinds of things on it. So and it is really nice and well weighted, so it does work well. I cannot do an unassisted pull-up, but I can aspire. And then we've got the other weights there, and we've got some random stuff here too. So we're still working on getting the home gym assembled. I think the plan eventually is that we'll put a TV on that wall right across from the treadmill. We'll probably eventually upgrade the TV that we have upstairs and then move that one down here. So yeah, and we still want to get some mats on the floor, because right now I just have a yoga mat that I use for weights. So we're slowly working on building the home gym down here. Okay, so it is a little bit after 9 now. I spent the last hour, while I was in the basement, I got some stuff printing and some stuff set up for Danielle to do when she comes today, and then I took a shower, and then I had my devotional time. So that's what I spent the last hour doing. ideally at this point, so I'm usually trying to work about 3 hours every morning from like 9 to noonish. So ideally I'm starting at 9. I'll probably be starting more like 9:30 today, which if I work 9 to 12:30, that's not the end of the world. So what I'm in the kitchen now to do is 2 things. Number 1, make my breakfast, and number 2, we're gonna have homemade pizza for dinner tonight, and we're gonna use, if I use a regular crust, I only need to do that like an hour before dinner, but it's a whole wheat crust that needs longer time to rise, so I wanna go ahead and get that pizza crust made so it has plenty of time to rise for dinner. Okay, so I have my pizza dough here, and this is a fairly sticky dough. This is a recipe I've made a lot, but as it rises, it gets less sticky. So you can see in the food processor that it was still pretty moist. And I've got this bread rising container, that I like to use. I'll get the lid all the way on in a second, but it's nice because it you can see easier how far the bread has risen, and for recipes where it's really important, you can just put a piece of masking tape on the side and then really see like when it is doubled or whatever. But pretty much I'll just let this rise all day, and when it's time to make dinner, it'll be good enough. And then I've got my oatmeal here. So this has been my go-to breakfast lately. So it's oatmeal cooked with milk. There's frozen blueberries in there, a fresh peach on top, and peanut butter, and a little bit of cinnamon and salt. I really like this combination. And Brian got me, this is supposed to be like for soup, but Brian got me 2 of these containers because if you are someone who makes oatmeal in the microwave, you know the challenge of not bubbling over. You have to have a big enough bowl. So these mugs work really, really well for the oatmeal to not bubble over. There's lots of room in here. And then I also like too, the handle doesn't get too hot. It's a little bit warm, but it's not too hot, because with a regular bowl, you take it out and I'm like, it's too hot. I can't grab it. So I really like these for oatmeal. Okay, so it's time to get to work. And this is, this is the reality here. My office is a disaster zone right now. And part of it, I guess, since we moved in, I got stuff kind of, you know, put in here, but I haven't really gotten stuff organized. I think that's going to be a project for August. I have this really nice big closet that has great shelves in it, but things just kind of got thrown in here. So I really need to get this organized. And then like these here, these are shelves that my father-in-law made me for my birthday, and they're gonna go up on that blank wall above the chair, but we haven't had a chance to hang them yet, so they're sitting here. And then I got all this yarn to knit baby stuff, and then I got my knitting supplies out, and like just, you know, it's kind of an explosion right now. It works. I'm gonna sit in my comfortable chair because my desk needs to get cleaned off, and sit over there and work. So yeah, but this is the reality of my office right now. It's not ideal. I like organized and tidy, but sometimes this is what you get. So in terms of the work that I'm gonna do now, I have 2 big things to work on for today. So I am, for July, I'm focusing on getting the online material up for my 2 classes I'm teaching in the fall. So we use Canvas, it's our course management system, and I want to get like all the readings and quizzes and stuff set up, especially for one of my classes. There's a new edition of the textbook that I'm switching to, and so I need to go through and like for all the quizzes, I need to go through all the quiz questions, and I have like thousands of quiz questions written for this class. So I need to go through all the quiz questions and make sure that they're still in the new edition of the textbook, and then add questions from the new material. So it's stuff like that that I'm doing. So it's not super brain powery, but it's nice to get this done. And I really like having all the online stuff up at the beginning of the semester. So I'm working on that for my 2 classes. And then I also have, I think I talked about this in a plan with me a few weeks ago. I had to do this assessment report, and this is really stupid. So there's technically 2 programs that I supervise, but one of them had 0 students in it. We have a master's program and then also a graduate certificate, and no one was in the graduate certificate. And so usually you don't have to do an assessment report, but this year we have a big accreditation coming up from our regional accrediting body. And so we have to do assessment reports even for programs with no enrolled students, which is, it's not going to be very hard to do because I don't have to, I have like no data, like, so it's like only half the report, but I have to do some stuff for that. So that shouldn't take too long. So those are the things I'm going to do today. Again, it's a little before 9:30. So I'll aim to work for about 3 hours, and probably the assessment thing will take like half an hour, and then the other time I'll split between my classes. So I switched to sitting on the floor. I wanted to show you, Luna just came in and she's checking everything out. I've got the textbook for this class. It's a loose leaf, and I need to go grab a binder from my office to put this in, so right now I kind of have to sit on the floor so that I can look at stuff on my computer and look at the textbook, but Luna likes it when I'm sitting on the floor because she comes over and gets pets. So she got her pets, but now she's just exploring. Okay, it's about 1 o'clock and I'm done working and my feet are asleep from sitting on the floor, so I just changed positions so that my feet will wake up and I can get up. So I worked a little bit longer than normal, but I feel good with what I got done. I got my assessment report done, which fortunately was mostly just copying and pasting like I expected. And then I got 1 week up on Canvas for each of my classes, which is kind of my goal for every day, to get 1 week up, and then I should be done by the end of the month. Fortunately, the chapters I was doing for the book this week did not have very many changes. So I do have a document from the textbook company telling you what the changes are, so that really helps a lot, so I don't have to like thoroughly read through and compare each chapter. And I've used the book long enough though, I kind of know like, oh, this is different. So fortunately there was really only 1 of the 3 chapters that had changes, and not very many quiz questions were about that. So I got all that stuff taken care of. So I actually this afternoon, my plans have changed a little bit. I need to go to campus to meet with my department chair. Yeah, it wasn't planned, but I'll be out of town next week, so I need to go do that today. So that's in an hour. So I'm gonna have lunch and work on designing stickers for a little bit while I eat lunch, and then I will be headed to campus. Also, I was trying to find where Luna was. This is one of her favorite places. This is the closet in our guest room, and she loves to hide back here. There's also this mirror, and this is a whiteboard that I need to put in my office, and she also likes to hide back behind those. But we have all these drawers for a dresser that we put all the drawers up here, and now we realize we have no room for the dresser and it's really heavy and we just need to get rid of it. So we need to just move the drawers out of here. But Luna really likes coming in here and taking naps. And sorry I'm bothering you, Luna, you're just trying to sleep. So here is my lunch. This is what I've been having a lot recently. Not necessarily the orange juice, but cheese, crackers, and a lot of fruit. So I've got 3 different kinds of cheese, 2 kinds of crackers, and 3 kinds of fruit. And then orange juice. I never really cared for orange juice. It was like, it's fine, but not delicious. But orange juice has just been sounding like the best thing ever. And I also, orange juice with ice in it. So I'm drinking it like I'm on an airplane. I'm thirsty right now, so I thought some orange juice with lunch would hit the spot. So here's my lunch. I'm gonna take it down to the basement and do some sticker designing while I eat. All right, this is Danielle, everybody. Hello. So Danielle's been working for me for a long time, and I don't know what I would do without her. And she has filled a lot of orders today. She finished getting all the new release weekend stuff filled, so.
Yep. It's a lot of work. But I hope everybody enjoys them. I put all of my hard work into this.
Okay, so I just had my meeting with my chair, and I thought I would show you my office really quick at work. So I'm really fortunate. I'll step all the way back into the back corner. I've got a really nice big office, which is pretty amazing. So over here, I have my bookshelf. I have way fewer books than most professors do. I'm just not a big hard copy book person. And then I have different supplies for my classes here. We do a lot of in-class activities, and I've got some binders with stuff printed out for classes. Then I have a microwave and a fridge. This is a little like cart for when I'm taking a lot of stuff to class. I've got some random tables and chairs. This couch, and actually a lot of the chairs I inherited from my predecessor. I have this quilt that I made here that really cheers up the space. And then over here is my desk, and it's a sit-stand desk. I have a really nice big window, and then some more storage and stuff over here. Oh yeah, and then I also have a gigantic whiteboard, which is also amazing. So I really like my office. It's nice and sunny, and it's a good size, and I can have a lot of students in here at once. So that is my office. Okay, so the other thing that I wanted to do while I was on campus is, let's see if I can do this one-handed, go to the library and get some library books. So the university library, you can put books, you can reserve books, and they will either put them like this in a shelf right at the front of the library with your name on the envelope, or they will deliver them to your office mailbox. And during the school year, I just get them delivered to my mailbox. But during the summer, it's usually easier to get to the library. There's always parking right next to the library during the summer, and that's not the case for my office. So I'm almost never at my office during the summer. If I'd known I was going there today, I would have had the books delivered there, but not a big deal to pop by the library while I was here. So I am, for my class that doesn't use a textbook, I'm updating a lot of the readings and adding in some new topics, and so I wanted some books that I think there'll be some chapters that would be good class readings from. So I just went to the university library, and now I'm actually going to go to the public library. All right, sorry, there's probably a lot of sound from the AC, but I just got out from the public library, and got some books. We're headed to the beach on Saturday, so I got some books that I want to read at the beach. And I know I think I have unjustly thrown shade on our public library. Honestly, I have not been inside for a year or two, and they have really expanded. So there were a couple things I'd put on hold a few weeks ago that didn't come in yet, but otherwise, I mean, but between what I put on hold and what I got now, like, I got all the books that I wanted. They were available, and there was an area that used to be just a reading area that now was all fiction, adult fiction. So I apologize, Auburn Public Library, for the things I've said about you and my plan with me, is because you have really improved a lot, and I am now going to be coming to the library a lot more often, which is a really good discovery. I'm really excited about that. So yeah, so here's the books I've got. I've got The Night Circus, The Vanishing Half, The Glass Hotel, Happiest Baby on the Block, Crib Sheet, and Unsheltered. So I'm looking forward to reading all these books. So 2 nonfiction parenting kind of books, and then 4 novels. So that is my public library book checkout. All right, so I am at Target now. Again, excuse the sound of the AC, but it is 92 degrees and it's too hot to not have the AC on. So Target's been really quick. I got a new swimsuit last week. It's a maternity swimsuit. I'm kind of in a weird space for my old swimsuits. Were too small. The maternity swimsuit is a little big around the stomach, but it's way better than the 2 small ones. But I got home and noticed that it still had the security tag on it. So I'm back at Target just to get the security tag taken off. And then I'm gonna pop into Hobby Lobby really quick, which is right next door, and I need to get some buttons for a baby sweater that I knit. All right, I'm at my last stop on my errands, which is Publix. So I need to get some stuff to make before we go to the beach. So we'll go to the grocery store when we get to the beach, because we go out a few times, but we mostly just cook at the condo we stay at. But we wanted to, so every year we do a big birthday dinner for Brian's mom while we're at the beach, and we usually end up being the ones that make the entree, and we've always just made it there. And it always just takes, like, you're in a kitchen you don't know, you're in a condo kitchen that we always stay in the same condo, so we like know what the kitchen's equipped with and what to bring. But it's, you know, it just takes longer when you don't have all the right tools. So we decided this year I'm gonna make 2 lasagnas tonight, and we're gonna freeze them and bring them with, and they'll stay frozen as we get to the beach. And it is gonna be super fast to make, well, not super fast, but pretty fast to make 2 lasagnas at home, but it would take way longer at the beach, and I would rather be enjoying my beach time doing beach stuff and not making lasagna. So I'm gonna get the ingredients I need for lasagna, also a few random things, and then also too, I've got some bananas that are going bad, so I want to bake some banana muffins to take with to the beach, and I need a couple ingredients for those. So it'll be a quick trip into Publix to grab those things. It's 4:45 now, and I'm back from running errands. I am so hot. It is 93 degrees outside right now, and the AC in my car is not the best. It was not designed for Alabama. Also right now I'm noticing, like, I've got this tan line here from like, I have all these like sleeveless workout shirts. I have a bunch of different ones. They all have a similar neckline, and the tan line is really showing up on camera, so excuse that. Anyway, I digress. So the AC in my car was great in the Midwest, but it's not so good in Alabama. So it never really got cool in my car. So I'm rather hot from running errands. So I'm going to get some water and head back down to the basement and work on doing some designing. I'll check in with Brian about dinner. So usually, sorry, I keep going in and out of focus here. And I'm very, very wobbly. I'm balancing the camera on top of a watermelon right now. So when Brian is headed home, I'll check in with him. We've been having dinner at 7 recently, which we used to have dinner at 7, and then things kind of got moved up in the pandemic because Brian would usually, he would go to the gym on the way home from work, but then he stopped doing that, and our routine kind of changed. But we're trying dinner at 7 again, which gives Brian a little more time to unwind when he gets home from work. Usually on Thursdays, we have dinner early anyway because I have small group at 7 that I have to get to. But I don't have small group tonight because my leader is out of town. So without small group, I'll see if Brian wants to have dinner earlier or later. So I may have like half an hour downstairs. I might have like an hour downstairs. I'll see. It depends on when Brian ends up getting off work, but I'll go work on stickers and then it'll be time to make dinner. All right, so it's 5:45 and Brian wants to have dinner on the earlier side, which works well for me because then I'll have time after dinner to do my lasagna and such. So here is my pizza dough. So you can see it's risen pretty well. And this will be 2 pizzas. So we'll have this tonight and tomorrow night. The first thing that I will do is get the crust laid out because this does take a little bit of time to relax and be able to spread. So I'll get the crust formed and then I'll keep doing everything else and that'll let me keep stretching it out. So here is the pizza all ready to go on the grill. So you can see I've already grilled it. I find that for doing pizza on the grill, it's best I put the dough on for 2 minutes and then flip it over and then put the toppings on the side that's already had the grill down, and that keeps the integrity of the crust more and keeps it from getting soggy. So there's a flavored oil on the bottom, and then basil, Parmesan, mozzarella, and ricotta on the top. So I'm gonna stick this on the grill to finish cooking. So here is the finished pizza, and then we also have some salad to go with it. So I'm gonna go get Brian so we can eat dinner. All right, so Brian and I had dinner, and then we went for a walk around the neighborhood and came back and had some dessert that we had left over from 4th of July, and then I made the lasagnas. So I'll turn you around and show those to you. So here's the lasagna. It doesn't look very pretty right now. This lasagna does get halfway through baking, you put more cheese on the top. So there will be cheese on the top, but I got these done, so they're nice full pans of lasagna. So we do have a chest freezer in the garage, so I will stick those in the chest freezer. It is about 9:15 and I am all ready for bed, and I will read in bed for a little bit and then go to sleep. Luna is here. She's hanging out on top of the laundry, on top of Brian's dresser, this is one of her favorite places to hang out. So thanks for following me along today. I hope that you enjoyed it. It's been a really long time since I did a day in the life video because I felt like pregnancy just made my routines too different that I couldn't keep it a secret, but now that the cat's out of the bag, I do plan to do more of these videos. Really hope that you enjoyed following me along today, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye everyone.